Biting their tongue no more. All right. We back.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do your little ba-doop, ba-doop.
All right. Let me get my.
You wet, you twisted, go.
Yeah, I
Welcome
know, B.
back, family.
Hey,
Welcome
that's why we
back.
do a live show. You never know what's going on. Yeah, but let me drop a few of these shares out there.
So go ahead and do your
I
little
know,
dog.
right?
That baby's at the house.
Yeah. So everybody wants to be on the show.
Look at Pop do his thing, man.
Everybody won't be on the show. But yeah. So what's been going on with you today, man?
No, man, we just need to get back on our building phase and, and just keep doing what we're doing, man. So y'all, we doing current events. It's some things that, we could talk about, some things we can address. Also, we can do the question and answering situation, stuff that we can really put out there. But let's build. Let's talk about what's been going on. We've been off for a couple of weeks now.
All
Um,
right, no doubt.
but we getting back on. Sometimes we got to take a little break and reload. Um, I know we kind of missed a big show. I mean, I know we did it last year. We did actually did it the last couple of years, um, breaking down some things. But let's see, because I mean today a lot of people are mourning um, about DMX. DMX got his wings today. Rest in peace, DMX.
Hey yo.
But we're gonna get into it. Go ahead and do your disclaimer. I like the
All
way you
right.
do the disclaimer.
What's going on, Facebook family? What's going on, YouTube subscribers? Um, hope all is well with everyone. As always, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna talk. We're gonna give our opinions. Everything that we talk about is strictly from what we know as facts. So please don't believe anything that we tell you. Take what we tell you, go research it, find out for yourself, find the truth for yourself. Once you find the truth, come back. Let's discuss it. Let's build upon it, and let's go forward.
Facts.
So, what's going on, B?
Yeah, what's good? What's good, y'all? Everything is good this way. We just gonna keep building. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, though. It was actually I had an interesting conversation at work, but at the same time, I'm like, why the hell are we having this conversation at work? Um, I just because I haven't really been like super on social media because sometimes you got to take a break from the regular everyday media, and also sometimes social media. You have to give yourself a we got a lot of background noise. We Somebody got that volume up. What's up, Jerome? What you do, man? So DMX passed away today. That's something that's been going on for the last couple of days. We've been talking about
Right.
his death and the reason why his cause of his death or why he was hospitalized. Um,
Right.
when it comes to that, I'm not saying I put that in intentions like why he was in the hospital. Is the fact is another person lost their life. You got the theories of why he was hospitalized. There's many different stories out there. So that's why you can't really say which story is true because it's multiple stories out there. But I do want to say rest in peace because he was a good artist. I liked his first.
Right. Hold on a second.
Uh,
No, no, go ahead. What you saying?
I
Go
was about
ahead.
to say his first three albums was strong. His first two albums was it was some fire. But what he did is he just happened to bring a different dynamic. He just brought something, different to the game of hip hop. So, like I said, I mean, is he on my Mount Rushmore? No, I can't say that. But at the same time, he's in my top 20. It's something that
Right.
you know, it is like I said. I'm an old head.
Right. But
My hip hop goes to early
his stuff
80s.
wasn't lyric driven though. You know what I'm saying? He gave you the grimy feel of the
Ah,
street, the bar. You know what I'm saying? That was his whole thing. That's why he was unique in what he done.
he brought the streets. He brought that. You was it Yonkers? Yeah, he's from Yonkers, right?
I think,
So he brought a toughness
yeah,
of
I
what
mean it
he
was
did.
grimy.
But I mean, he got some bangers. He got some hits. But then at the same time, it's that crew. That Rough Riders, the motorcycle gang.
Yeah,
Rocking with the pit bulls. Got the chain. You got the heavy chain. So he brought some real energy to the
right,
game. And then when
right.
he's featuring on something, he brings a like you say a grittiness to the game. So again, like I said, my Mount Rushmore, lyrically, I'm a lyricist. I'm a lyricist. You know,
Yeah, I mean I get that. I get that. But like I said, with any art, you're gonna have some people like Picasso, some people like Rembrandt, you know. So I mean, you got different styles. That's what made early rap so good because you had so many variations. You had so many. It wasn't cookie cutter. You
yes.
know, and that's today. If I listen to it, I can't tell one from the other. They all sound the same.
You know what? And it's funny when I hear it, and I guess this is the mumble rap age. Um, some people like it, some people don't. I listen to nothing but old school. I'm a
Right.
'90s dude. I'm an '80s dude. I
Right. I
mean,
get
I
that.
mean, I'm a KRS One. I'm a Big
I
Daddy
get
Kane.
that.
But I mean,
Got a
like I
message
said,
behind it.
the dudes that people I listen to now, you know, J. Cole, this generation, J. Cole, um, Big Sean, Kendrick, you know, Rhapsody is like, you know, that's to me, that's the dominant chick right now in the game when it comes to lyrics. You know, somebody that's bringing bars. But some of the old heads are still going at it. Buster just dropped a new one. Nas just dropped another album, which is, dude, this dude don't age at all. He still look like what he did back when he dropped Illmatic. So it's
Right.
it's you know, like I said, we lost a great one. We lost a great one. I can give him that. You know,
Exactly.
so that's one thing that we got to throw it out. And today I found out Prince, whatever his name, the English guy, Charles, was it Prince Charles or what's the fuck his name,
Yeah, he
man?
was a prince.
Let me find
His
out. Let
his,
me get it.
his wife was the queen. He would because he didn't inherit it as the king. That's
That
why he
whole
couldn't.
monarchy is
Yeah, he
ooh.
couldn't be king. Now Charles can, her son, he can, but he couldn't.
Yo, you got any information on that situation that happened in Charlotte?
No, I do not.
Do you know the situation I'm talking about?
I do not.
The guy, the ex football player, turned
Oh
around
no,
and
no, no. Yeah, yeah. It's like yeah. I think it was in York, South Carolina, right below Charlotte. Uh, ex football player. He was a DB. I think for the San Francisco 49ers at one point, a few teams. He had a few concussions, um, and he was at a doctor's house, and he shot the doctor, his wife, and two grandchildren. There were two gentlemen working there at the house. He shot and killed one of those guys, and I think injured the other.
This guy right here.
That's it.
Damn. This something that we need to actually address because goes back to the whole mental health aspect of what's going on, man. Is
Right.
people out here needing help, man, and a lot of people don't. We kind of be ignoring it. I mean, we just happen to be born. We born into this. A lot of us are born into being in a post-traumatic atmosphere. Can I
True.
say that? Can I say
Right.
atmosphere in a sense? Because
Yeah.
of, or maybe where you from, or the lack of resources.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna wholly put it on environmental causes because he did play football and he was taking a lot of concussions.
Yeah, but I mean that's his athletic ability.
But I'm saying concussions, brain injuries.
Hmm.
So I mean, I think it may have, you don't know what lobe was injured, during concussions, and that I'm sure that had uh, a big part in, what led him to the decision of what he done.
It hurts. I see another brother go down like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah,
I know this son, dude. I ain't getting none of the questions on here today. Why am I not getting no questions today?
what questions?
Because all the questions, any comments? Yeah, I got none of them comments that you got. I had to Prince Philip. My bad. Thank you, Melissa. Hey, Melissa, how you doing? Prince Philip died today. The dude was like what, 90?
He was old.
Dude was like Skeletor, man. Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, he lived his life.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't want to get into it because they stole a lot of resources from here in the United States, here in America, and also brothers in Africa. So I ain't gonna give them that much props. I'm damn whatever.
right,
But let's get back to this. The black guy that just But at the same time, I mean, for one, we don't know everything that happened.
right.
We don't even know why he did what he did. But at the same time, it's a lot of mass shootings going on. It's a lot of people being triggered um, by this. Not can I say the virus? Not say the virus or the pandemic has. If you had mental issues, this
Right.
amplified it at least by 10. And you got a lot of people that's for one, being not active or not social hurts a lot of
Yeah.
people.
No,
And
that's true. I'll agree with you on that.
and like you said, if you got any type of head injuries, head trauma,
Right.
you know, it's
I mean
sad.
that.
It's sad. And I hate the death of anybody, but to see this happen, but then at the same time we see other mass murders happen and people just going up, just gunning people down for no reason. But I mean, when he, gunned down the kids, the children, because I mean, you've seen a lot of issues that patients clap back at their doctor because of something. I mean, it might
Right.
be a scenario like that, but not. I can't really put it out there because I don't know. So I don't want to put that type of energy in the air. But at the same time, that hurts. That's dangerous. That people are suffering and nobody's hearing them. And I hate that we resort to violence to get a point
On
across.
the cross. Yeah.
Because I mean, I think somebody said something today that kind of got my attention, and then I had to really put it out there. And really talking about the invasion of, Europe invading, the Americas and Africa. How did they
Right.
do this? How was they allowed to infiltrate? And my key word was guns. Without guns, we won't be having this conversation right now.
Uh, I, I'll go ahead. I'll let you
Guns,
finish.
guns, and religion. Can I
Huh?
say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Because you like you're about to say something that's good. And then today, y'all, we just have a general conversation. You know, we trying to ease back in it because we got some stuff that's coming for y'all. But no, seriously,
Yeah.
how were these areas? How were we invaded? Because that's the only way I can. Well, disease, disease wiped out majority of the people. You weaken people. You take out the strongest. You know, and everybody has to defend for themselves. So, but I still would say guns.
I mean, yeah, guns, firepower was a key factor. I'm not. I'm not disputing that. It was a key factor. I think a lot of things we don't really understand about, and I can't really call that the ancient world, but what we didn't understand maybe 1,000 to in between 1,000 and 2,000 years ago is the difference in the population than it is right now. You know, we had like 7 billion people on the planet, and the population in the last 500 years has exploded exponentially.
Mhm.
That's why Bill Gates talks about thinning the herd, or no, depopulation. I'm sorry.
Man, you gonna get us kicked off today.
No, 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 no. Look, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So the population was different then, and so when they came into these areas, um, if you came in heavily loaded with guns, I mean, it wasn't hard to take over an area, you know. And they had the same plan with everywhere they go. They would kill the strong man, you know. Those that would be threats, you take the threats out early, and that's how they began to conquer the land. And then you instill uh, religious beliefs.
Whew. Are we still under that flag now? Are we still under that same banner?
Which banner?
The
The
guns and
Union Jack.
religion.
Oh, religion?
Religion and
It's still
guns.
it's still in the mind of people.
Because everybody acting like guns rule. I mean, guns rule the world, but guns is not the answer to all and every problems. But our country has shown everybody don't play by our rules. We coming lock loaded, and
Right.
that's a bad history mark. Because if you study history of United States here in the Americas, they took everything by force.
Yeah. I mean, some of it was given up.
Given up by treaties, but that's treaties when people don't know. But see, that's again, if you got something that I see that you know what, they helped a lot of wars. And I feel like, we as a country does the same damn thing. We help other people fight a lot of wars. Um, man, what the hell?
What's up?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, we fund a lot of other people wars by giving them weapons for them to fight. And I feel like that's something that this nation, this what's the word I'm looking for? Corporation used to force their will about others on the world. Is that
Right.
so? We probably get kicked out because we talking about stuff like this. But I mean, at the same time, we have to address it. We have to address the issue. Um, but at the same time, what are we? What are we? This dynamic of where we at now? Are we at a reset? And People just not ready to reset worldwide.
Worldwide, are we at um, is the world coming to a point of where it has an awakening? Is that what you're talking about? No,
Yeah,
I don't. I don't think so. I think there's more clusters of people that kind of get it and kind of see the bigger picture. Um, for the most part, man, I don't think people are getting it. Have you seen how people act during this supposed pandemic that you're talking about? I mean, I think sometimes they do like it's like a heave check just to see if you really own. You know, I think they heave check us just to see if people are still gullible. And so, yeah, they're still gullible.
wait a minute. I see somebody. See, this is a thing. I don't know what happened, but
Uh-huh.
none of the comments will come on our live stream. It's like I have to read it off the phone. Guns is what gave the old Europeans their power. That is true. Unfortunately, we regardless the race follows the same. I mean, you have to also have you can actually say guns and capitalism because we have to understand Europe cannot get no bigger, and there's too many countries fighting for space. So this is something that most people have to understand is look at the current system that they was under, and they just happened to advanced it. It was feudalism. You had your nobles, you had your peasants. So this is something that they mastered. They mastered it. So when they got a chance to even, because you was doing it on your own people. Now when you got a different group of people, you don't care. You just amplified it. So that's what slavery is. It is the black version of feudalism. Feudalism, they did that shit, and then we'll study and not even look at it like it's slavery, but it is current slavery.
Right. I
Well,
mean, it's
it was the slavery of its time. How about that? Is that
yeah.
better?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is slavery. I mean, they've always had slavery. It goes back, past the ancient Romans. The only difference in the United States, it was chattel slavery. You know, people were property, not just slaves, not people that were in servitude. They were property. They were chattel, and it was hard for the United States to let go of that mindset. Um,
It
that's
still has
why
to
it
let it
still.
go.
That's why I'm saying. That's why it still prevails. From mass incarceration to the unfair justice system. I mean, it's not changed. Um, it's not changed its mentality. It may has changed its appearance, but it hasn't changed its mentality.
Interesting. I like that. It
So
evolved. It evolved.
yeah, it evolved for the times. Um, I think a lot of people, what you don't realize, like in those other countries, when you talk about feudalism, the reason why it worked so good is because those that were in power kept the guns, and those that didn't have power had no guns, and so that's why it worked like a machine. The difference is in the United States, anybody can have guns, but we just don't
Mm.
have the mind. Yeah, anybody can have a gun.
I mean, it just it's hard. I mean, you're right, but it's hard. In other words, we have to go through more loopholes
Yeah, but
to
I'm saying you could get it. In those countries, when you talk about iron fist rule, people didn't have guns. They couldn't defend themselves. They couldn't have an uprising. That's why they had pitchforks and torches.
no, because I mean, when you look at history, you look at some of these massacres that has happened in this country that they took our properties and they burned it down because they took our guns. They wouldn't let soldiers keep their
Yeah,
guns after the war.
right.
When you keep your gun, you know, white soldiers was able to keep their guns and everything. We was like, nah, you gotta get that back because it's always in the back of their mind. We gonna wake up and we're gonna take back what's ours.
Right.
I
And you
mean,
got to think too, those men that were coming back from war and serving in the military, guess what they had? They had military training.
mhm.
So why would you have an oppressed person with military training with a gun?
and but but people don't want to study that. People don't want to know their history
True.
because
Because
because I know how I was when I looked at the civil rights movement. You know, they weak. They just letting them people just do this and do that, not fully understanding what their purpose was, and the miseducation of me not knowing or anybody explaining what they was trying to do.
right.
And that's something
Ooh,
that I feel like today's people are the same way.
let me ask you this.
Hmm.
What were they trying to do?
Say it again.
What were they trying to do?
They was trying. Well, actually, they was trying to the right of the 14th Amendment,
Okay.
but they was trying to do peaceful rallies, peaceful marches to have a right to vote, to for equality, equality that was supposed to be given to you in the 14th Amendment. But well, for one, we'll never be equal. That's a fear. That's a fear that they never want. Certain people, we let a number of y'all get in here. We give
Right.
you 2% of y'all can get in here, but all y'all can't be part of this membership.
Right.
So I think it's the fear because now so much information is coming out, so much ways you can just type up something to get some information, not one source, but multiple sources to give you a full circle of what you're studying. In
Right.
other words, it's nothing is being hidden. In other words, it's nothing for you not to find out about anything about who you were, what you were as a people. Now,
Right.
they dumbing down our school systems so you won't be able to understand that. Yeah, but at the same time, they give you access to computers.
Right.
So,
But I want to touch on something
go
that you
ahead.
were saying.
Hmm.
So here's the mentality, right?
Hmm.
Especially like with the marches and all this fight for civil rights, right?
Hmm.
So mentality. So you're coming to a government, you're coming to a people that you feel that has oppressed you, right? And
Hmm.
you're demanding that you be treated equal. So you're taking the stance that you're not equal, and you have to be made equal by your oppressor.
Hmm.
Do you get that mentality? Because you have to believe that you're not equal, but you can be made equal by your oppressor.
I mean, but at the same time, I mean, the Jim Crow laws was just so obvious.
We're talking about laws that were put in place to keep you in a place. But I'm talking about the mentality that you're using to get these things. You want voters' right. You want equality. So to want equality, you have to feel that you're not equal, that you're not on the same stance. So what happened to those people that were in Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Durham, uh, Boston, you know, all over the United States? But I'm
New
saying, where
York.
did that mindset go? Because they didn't feel that they were not equal. They just done what they're supposed to do.
Fear,
Of course.
guns, public hangings. I mean, the lynching to
Right.
put fear in you in a heartbeat. Because y'all got to understand, they was lynching important people. They was
Right.
lynching
Business
political
owners.
figures. They were literally was like, oh, you on the city council? All right, let me show you that you're not. You
Of
know,
course.
business
It's all
owners.
about fear and intimidation. That's exactly what terrorism is, right?
And do we not deal with that on a daily basis here? But they don't want to call it because you don't want that black eye.
Right.
You don't want that bad look. You don't want that. We supposed to be this land of the free, home of the brave.
Right.
Free for who? So, because I mean, you got to look at this country. What are we built on? Freedom. But we built this country. Everything here is something that was built by melanated people. Me get tongue tied all of a sudden. Melanated people. But they take credit for it. You didn't farm. You didn't take care of your kids. I mean, my bad. You didn't raise your kids. You didn't cook. You didn't build your house. You didn't do shit. But make laws to keep us in that same mind space.
Of course.
Like you said, that same mentality. Let me control the people who run this land, who land this is. Let them feel like they still have a piece of their land, but they don't.
Right.
In other words, we're just renting our own land. In
Right.
other words, we'll never own it. I mean, we will. Well, I take that back. Trust me, we'll get our shit back. But
Yeah, you need to show me that plan, bro.
come on, man. If I show you, then it's not a plan no more. Cold word, silverback.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, but think about this though. The brother that, down in the Capitol, the one that, hit that barricade, he had mental health issues.
Right.
Nobody's trying to help us in the community. But I tell you what, go gun down like 5 or 6 people at the goddamn mall and have that right complexion. And I'm not saying it, I'm just being honest. And then you get captured. They take you in. They don't beat the shit out of you. They gun the dude, that one shooting at the shopping center, not at the damn grocery store. He shot a cop.
Right.
They didn't call all cars, stick the dogs in there, and make sure that dude died. You know what I'm saying? We got this whole George Floyd, court case going on. I mean, they testifying at the same time. We still got to bring up his history. This dude died.
Right.
He died.
Right.
We got to bring up his background. Why we ain't bringing up the background of the damn policeman? Why is that? Why is it that when a black person dies, you got to bring up every damn thing he did since he was damn near 3? Everything.
I think
Because you got to paint that picture. You got to make sure that
you got to make
sure
narrative
that
where,
animal.
where
So
you
what
believe that he deserved it, right?
Yeah.
Here's the craziest part about that is that these cats had a relationship with each other.
It wasn't
They
pretty.
knew
Though,
each
but
other. They worked together. They worked security together. So you gonna put your knee on a man's neck that you know and that he's gonna die, and you're not remorseful in any kind of way. I mean, that to me, that relationship needs to be investigated more.
They had beef with each other.
Obviously. So does that not make it premeditated murder?
Ooh. And I don't have nobody saying justifying what he did. I got this dude. I mean, I'm not watching the case because that means I have to relive it on a daily basis. If that young lady did not videotape that, we won't be sitting here having. We probably this whole discussion would have been on kind of would even make the news because it's funny to when the police chief found out, which is interesting. He said that's not what I saw on the tape. What fucking video was you watching? Because you had a whole view. He was like, no, that's not what I was. He found out after the fact.
Right.
How the hell you find out after the fact? After you done took this dude word for what he did, you got the paramedics saying that this dude was dead when we got there.
Right.
But for you to do that to somebody, that is premeditated.
I mean, if you got a history with somebody and it wasn't good, and the other person ends up dead, I'm kind of thinking you had a plan with what you was doing.
Uh-oh, Alice getting off today. Alice is getting off today. But you know what, dude? Alice, you made a point. Alice said if we start giving a damn about what they think and work together.
Right.
The system is created for us not to work together.
Right. Well, I mean, the system may be created for that, but it's our mindsets.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's working.
Yeah, I mean, it's doing
working
what it's
very fucking well.
But I'm talking about for us in the same mindset. We got to break the mindset, the mentality. Some of us like to be controlled, like to be told, because that sense of order, that sense of false security. But I mean, it's crazy to me is that most people, their lives are so chaotic, but they follow the order of an overseer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's crazy to me.
It's sad. It hurts. It hurts. I mean, I don't want to see people lose their lives, especially when it comes to something like that, on how they lost their lives.
Right.
On somebody else's ignorance. You see what I'm saying? Because, like you said, they had beef. Something had to happen for you to do that. Is when is the humanity part of everyone come together? I mean, we did Hands Across America when we was in fucking elementary school, did we not?
Yeah.
Did we not do the Hands Across America bullshit?
Right. That's what the movie Us was based on.
Oh, oh, that's a whole different. Dude, I can never break down that movie, and I'm scared to break down that movie. I can't watch that shit, but I only watched it once.
I watched it. Yeah, we can do that one day, though.
I got a question. Do y'all think this police officer? I'm just talking about people out there. I just want to see if people are gonna comment. Do y'all think this police officer or a former police officer is going to get charged with anything? I'm curious to see what people say, because I feel like it's going to be third degree or manslaughter.
Oh, it's definitely be manslaughter.
So I just
And
want
like
to
I
see
said,
what
if I
people
was
think.
uh, well, if I was, I guess they're the plaintiffs. If I was the plaintiffs, I'd be coming at their relationship and their prior business together.
See, I got Christopher Clark said first degree.
Yeah, I mean it was intentional. I think, because when he first saw the man, he had to recognize who he was. They worked together. It's not like he didn't know who he was. And for you to put him in that position and for so long, that's intentional.
But don't cops, cops get off. Cops get, they have that badge, that protection, that overseer slash slave catcher slash keep your ass in order. That's their job, is to keep
Right.
them in order. So
Right.
this happens. This is the dude that's like, yo, y'all better get back in your place. So they make a point out of one. But yeah, I feel like, is he going to get off? I'm thinking they scared to let him get off, but at the same time, they already paid the family, so they just going to be prepared for the city to get tore up.
I mean, they always pay the families, always. But see, here's the thing, man. I think we missed this. Is they said, well, no police got charged. The police always got off. But you know why?
Hmm.
Because once you start uh, charging them with murder and capital offenses, you set a precedence. So once it's set as a precedence, it happens all around the country the same way. That's how the law works.
But they
So
lose a
no,
sting.
huh?
They lose a sting.
No, I'm saying not just the sting. I'm saying it sets a precedence. So it happens in this case. Now other cases are gonna be like, they can refer to this case to make their
Mhm.
case.
Oh, so you need
So
that one.
right, and they don't want to set the precedence. Nobody wants to set a precedence for how black people are treated in America being wrongful.
Yeah, but why keep putting all these people testifying, saying this, saying that, saying he was, he what he did was wrong, what he did was wrong, what he did was wrong. His fellow people, his fellow officers that was there, they was wrong for just allowing this to happen. But again, if that girl never did that video, I mean, and I feel bad. The trauma that another victim that nobody's paying no attention to is that little kid that was at the store, the one that did call the police.
Right,
In his
right,
mind, he's like, yo, I got this dude killed. So now he got to go through that post traumatic stress. That didn't that's a scar, especially if people know you. That's like you got to move. You have to move out of that area because you're going to be known as that dude that got George Floyd killed. You didn't do it intentionally. You go
right.
back and said, I should have never called the police. I should
Well, I'm
have.
saying, he's part calling the police, knowing that he's black, knowing something will happen to him. You know what I'm saying? That's almost like a weapon for them. That's why the whole Karen thing started. You know, they just call the phone, call the police, and all they do is say they're black and know something's gonna happen to them. So, I mean,
But at the same time, did we get any proof that it was fake? The $20 bill.
I don't know. I don't think it was it?
They said it was fake, but I mean, nobody ever showed that it was fake. It was fake. Yeah. Wifey said it was. How you know? Okay, she
Well,
said it's fake. I'm gonna
well,
take my word.
regardless,
Taking the white word.
regardless
She said it's fake.
if it's fake, right?
Uh huh.
They had to do the test on it to see if it was counterfeit, right?
Yeah, because you always do your
Well,
little marker.
do you do that at the bank when you receive money?
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Or when you buy something from a store and they hand you money, do you say, hold on, let me get that pen? And then do you check the money that they give you?
Maybe we need to start doing that shit, and people start doing that shit. Or you have your own pen, and then when they hand it to you, you're like, hold on, let me. And then
yeah, check it up at the light and everything.
be like, yo, I don't see the barcode on this one. I don't see the blue ink.
Right. Put up the line, you know. But
I do feel bad for that dude.
I'm saying this man, how can you get him for counterfeit money or passing counterfeit money when you don't know? You know what I'm saying?
Because it made it seem like he's part of some. It make it seem like he's part of some ring or. Wait a minute. I mean, that is a good point. You don't check the money you get unless you get it in, somebody, somebody like Dennis Rodman faces on. He'd be like, "Yo, this is."
Right.
But you don't. Anytime somebody hand you money, you don't do nothing but put it in your pocket. Especially of males, I don't put money back in my wallet. I just put it in my pocket and keep it moving. So you don't
know how many times you probably had counterfeit bills and just moved just like everybody. You never know. If you're not checking the money that you're receiving, and not everybody checks money like that. When you pay in stores there, not everybody checks the money like that.
Oh, now you got people questioning their money. Yeah. You got me want to walk around with a damn pen in my pocket now, Jerome. I'm going to hold up the line. Yo, I'm going to be at Walmart.
Right.
You know how Walmart is when they get packed and people in line waiting. I'm be like, let me see that pen.
Yeah, I won't pull out one of those headsets with the lights.
Oh. I'll bring an X-ray machine and you just drag it in and say, "Can I plug this up right quick? Let me throw my money through it." But I mean, dude, I had never looked at it at that point. That you really don't know what you got.
Nah, you don't. I mean, like I said, they have to check it. If they could look at it and tell, they wouldn't have to check it.
Or somebody, you'd be like, "Yo, let me borrow $20," and somebody just hand you a counterfeit bill. You don't sit there and look at it like, "Yo, I'm gonna look at it."
Right, and it's not like they know. So I mean,
dude, I never looked at it like that.
So I mean, what if that 20 he had got from his mama earlier that day? You don't know.
Especially we can 3D print any damn thing now.
Yeah, you can 3D print anything.
So back to this, the picture. I guess the prosecution is pushing out. It's crazy because it's like every day we got to relive this situation.
Right.
Every day. That's why I can't watch it because for one, it's like, all right, we here again. Oh, one cop did get prosecuted in Minnesota.
Okay.
The black cop that shot that white woman.
Oh yeah, of course. I think she was from South Africa.
She was from somewhere else, but she ended up getting shot by a melanated. Because if you sit there and look down, you'd be like, yeah, he fucked up. But they threw the book at his ass.
Of course, but see, she wasn't a U.S. citizen.
She had that other flag back in her.
Of course.
I like it how you always say that, dude. We don't have no flag, which we truly don't as a people. We don't have a flag.
I mean,
Stars and Stripes don't do it, buddy.
So anybody that tells you the Irish American, right, or Italian American or German American, even though you rarely hear those terms, there's two flags that you see: the country that they mention and the country that they're in. So when somebody says, "Well, you're African American," there's no African flag. So you only have the American flag, and you have nothing on the other side. So if something happens to you, the whole continent of Africa is supposed to rise up. No, there's 256 countries in on the African continent. So I mean, you have no backing outside of self.
But that's the danger about what we do, man. This is the danger of putting real information out there. Like I said, dude, you got me. I'm still stuck on this $20 bill. You never know you had. I'm still stuck on it, like you not knowing that you had a fake $20 bill.
Right.
And
And
next thing you know,
let me clarify something. When I'm talking about African American, I'm not saying that we're from Africa. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm clarifying the term. When you use African
mhm.
American, you have no nationality attached to it. That's what I mean by that. Of course, we know we are indigenous to this country, and that's the face.
Oh, you ain't gonna see me say anything. I mean, people just hate it though. You black? Nope. You African American? Nope. That's Jesse Jackson in the '80s.
Correct.
I'm indigenous. Indigenous. What do you mean you're indigenous? I'm indigenous to this land, Turtle Island, the Americas, the real Americas. We just happen to be citizens to this corporation called the United States. Why are you shaking your head? Ooh,
But
I'm shaking your head. Because my wife's shaking her head and she ain't telling me why. Do I need to mute it so you can tell me what you were saying? Or you shaking your head? I'm gonna mute it. Just I ain't gonna put you
go
out
ahead
there.
and mute it. Go ahead and mute it so she can tell you so we can discuss it. Yeah. But I think the whole point of how we're treated in America is the fear factor to keep us from questioning anything. When you're in fear, was
Actually, dude, this is a conversation that we had about 5 years ago. 6. One of my beginning journeys into finding thyself. When I asked her, "What are you?" and my wife was like, "I'm French Caribbean." I was like, "What?
right.
You black?" She was like, "No, I'm not black." I was like, "What do you mean you're not black?" "I'm same complexion as me. You black?" "No, I'm French Caribbean."
No,
And now I'm
right.
turning around and she's shaking her head because she's like, "Oh, but I said I wasn't black, and now you don't say you black, you indigenous." So it's kind of like she fucking hitting it right back in my face. Look at you now. But I mean, I understand it now because anybody from any other country don't tell you what their race are, which that's a made up term any damn way. That was another
Right.
way of a form of division because we can I say we all the same? Some of us not. Some of y'all some of y'all people out there are some damn aliens. You got a little reptilian in your blood, a little bit of dog in your blood. You know what I'm talking about. The ones that got them tails.
You put some dog in
You
there.
got some dog in you. But at the same time though,
Atomic dog.
but at the same time, you know, we just got, melanin in our skin. We just have a different, you know, superpower. Boom, got you, Jerome.
But it is a superpower. If you see what the sun do to other people, that is a superpower.
So I got second an invisible shield around me.
Yeah, you got a shield around you.
But a lot of time people don't understand it. Go to the beach, and if you got any aches, in your body, go to the beach for about a week, and I guarantee you'll come back recharged and feeling a lot different. You'll walk different. You'll walk different because that sun gonna beat you. It's gonna beat DNA in you. It is gonna be. It's gonna be like live stream on your body, and then you worrying
Yeah,
about being a shade darker. Why you ain't gonna do nothing but lighten up in the damn winter?
right.
But at the same time though, this world is just interesting, man. It is because what they put on the news is kind of like that shit don't matter to us.
Right.
It ain't benefiting us.
I mean, it's not for us anyway. Not the news cycle. The news cycle is to keep those that are in fear in
Oh,
fear.
wait a minute. My European friends are identified with their country regardless of color. That is, I guess that's my point. My wife says she's French Caribbean. It's like you ain't damn French, and then she would speak French. I'd be like, oh shit, she got me on that one.
but but I mean,
Oh, don't get me in trouble, man.
I won't. I'll keep it light. You
Okay.
know, that's what people don't understand nationality, right?
Mm.
Nationality different than any racial subspecies that you want to talk about, because as long as you're born in that country, you have that nationality. You know, as long as you're under that flag, you have that nationality. So
No, I'm looking at Alex, man. Alex be dropping stuff on here. You just gotta get off that damn broadband internet you got, man.
he's
And
still on dial up.
nobody use AOL no more. But no, I mean, what I'm saying is he bringing up some interesting comments. Him and Chris, him and Chris going back and forth. I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk to Jerron. I just want to watch what these dudes to sit here talking about. But I mean, I hate it. Like again, I don't know why it's not coming up on the screen today. I'm
Right.
really trying to find out why is it not coming up on the screen today. Let's see. Because I
Right.
mean, I want to see. I want other people to see what they're talking about, though.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's out there today.
Which is interesting. I don't know why it's not doing that today. Maybe my wife did something. Let's see. Come on, man.
So I see.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, like I said, I only see one comment on there. That's one I had, right?
Yeah, and I mean these dudes comments getting to y'all slow, but I see it. Yeah, I see it. I mean, y'all kind of like maybe 4 seconds, maybe 5 seconds delayed behind what we're actually talking about. But
Right.
but at the same time, I want to know why we can't see y'all damn
Comments.
comments.
So the
That's the word.
comments have been turned off for the evening.
No. Anyway, what else you got? What we could talk about, man? Tell me my AOL rules. But at the same time, but you know what though, it's kind of interesting though. It's kind of interesting that the older we get, the more we evolve. Some, not all. Some evolve, and some find truth within themselves.
Right.
Once you break away from the matrix of this corporation here, and that resides inside of the United States. You reside in America, which is called the United States, but
I'm listening.
no, because I'm just trying to think though. Is this case just another way of like, yo, this is gonna happen to you? If you don't get your shit, y'all need to get back in order. You need to get yourself back into, you know what
I
I'm
don't.
saying?
Yeah. I got what you're saying. I don't think it's more of a this is cases to get you back in order. I think. I think everybody understands the order. I think this is just to show you that the system ain't going nowhere. You know,
Ooh,
I think this is just to show you that, there's been a lot of radical change here in the United States, but that thing, it's not going to change. That's something that's going to stand. It's amazing to me, man, all these groups that we have in the United States, and these groups always declare about rights and things that they don't have. Seems like they would have more power if they stood with uh, us, backed us. Because if it wasn't for our community, you know, being activists, our community, being at the forefront of change, a lot of those groups, wouldn't be where they are today and
Wait a
wouldn't have
minute.
the change that they have.
Wait a minute. Oh man, you seen that comment that I posted? Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday?
Uh-uh.
Yes. Oh man, now you're gonna make me go back and look for the damn thing. No, I made a no. I made a no because it just chimed into what you just said. Um,
Okay.
Give me a minute. Let me get it. I gotta read it. Gotta read it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Yeah, somebody else say if the hood is so poor, why do Asians and Arabs open business there? We're not poor. We have poor spending habits.
Right.
Interesting.
I mean,
But I mean, we understand the redlining, the reasons of why we don't have what we have, opening up our own stores because in the past we did. They found ways to burn it down, found ways to take it away from us. Um, we still scared. We still go through the emotional scars of being a business owner. It's like being a business owner. Sometimes in the past, you had to literally keep it a secret. You know what I'm saying?
right. Is your live still up
It my life still up.
on
Yeah.
your phone? Because mine won't seem to come up.
Ooh, told you was telling too much stuff, man. You got us delete it. No, that's what I'm saying though. Today is just one of them crazy days.
Yeah. Is it still on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool.
No,
So,
but
but
no. Go
go
ahead. Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now I was gonna comment. I was gonna comment on your point, but go ahead and make your point. Then I'll come
No,
in.
no, make you no because I don't forgot it. I'm sorry. Well, go ahead and make the point that you was gonna make. I hope you don't forget yours.
Okay, so you was talking about the hood, right?
Yeah.
Being poor, and
Mm-hmm.
if it was so poor, why is everybody coming in and leeching off of us, right? Of course, we're not poor in the sense of having money, but we are poor in financial literacy.
That is true.
You know, it is not just spending habits. It's easy to say, you know what I'm saying, but the literacy of why you spend is much more important. Why do you feel you have to buy Jordans when you already have two
There
pairs?
you go. There
I'm
you
just
go.
messing with you, B. I'm just
There
messing
you
with you. I'm
go.
just
Do
messing with
it
you.
again. God.
I'm just
Hey, do I
messing.
buy Jordans all the time?
But no, I'm
Oh, are
just
you
messing.
choking? Are you choking? Are you agreeing with Jerome?
Yeah, she probably is.
Yeah,
But
she is
see,
kind of agreeing. I'm thinking that's what the solid treatment. That's what that's supposed to be. Supposed to be on
but
my side.
but seriously, financial literacy, man, that's what's missing in our community. They come in our community because they know financially we don't have the literacy to keep them out of our community. To understand, that we're not producers in our own community. You know,
I hate that, but at the same time, they want us to stand by them and support them when they got issues going on. And dude, it's another incident that happened in Philadelphia. Another anti-Asian. I mean, what last year was like anti-Jew
yeah,
or
I got you. Don't
anti-Semitic.
don't don't roll your eyes. Because at the same time that they have those, why are we not putting stop the hate on black people?
Whoa,
I
hold
asked,
on.
huh?
Say it again. You lost me on that one. You threw a curveball at me. You probably hit me in
I'm
the face
saying,
with it.
okay, so you see the hashtags stop hate. Is it on Asians or is it on Haitians? I think that's the hashtag. I mean,
Mhm.
why are we not putting out our own hashtags? At the same time that this is a issue across the United States to stop hate. Well, let's stop all the hate then. You know,
But
since
our country is born on that.
but I'm saying it's an opportunity for us. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about for us to put our agenda out there, to put our narrative out there.
You got
But we
Black
don't.
Lives Matter.
But we didn't fund that. We didn't fund that,
They got
man.
corporate sponsors.
Yeah, we didn't get corporate sponsors. Let me ask
I
you
got
this.
my opinions about that. I ain't gonna even put it out there.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
people don't understand that that's a whole different machine. But
right.
at the same time, you're right. What laws are being passed for us? I
No,
mean, we got Georgia
to
passing
me,
laws for us.
right.
It ain't in a positive way, you know.
But to me, man, it's sad that we're here in the year 2021. Follow me on that. We're here in the year 2021, and we're still talking about we're being
Equality.
treated unfairly. We're still talking about racial profiling, racial discrimination, racial problems, and we're supposed to be in an advanced society.
Ooh.
So that baffles me, man. It
No, but
baffles
look at the potential. Okay. If we all, or how we, back in the old 90s, we all, all in the same gang. If if we as a country came together, think about us, we will be a true superpower. But at the same time, we will show the world who we truly are. But man, that's why I be wondering why people be want to run here to be, the land of the free, home of the brave. Brave what? Free what? You get used.
me.
But
I think when you use those terms, home of the brave, land of the free, I think uh, it's actually who says it, and what you believe about it. Words hold different meanings to different people, even though it's one word. It can be looked upon very differently. If you were standing in a jail cell, right, and said freedom, it means something different than the person standing outside of the jail cell saying the same word. So a lot of it's perspective.
yo, have you checked out that show on Netflix? Amends.
Which one?
It's called Amends. It basically breaking up the 14th Amendment.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. No, I have not. I've seen it, and I'm going to check it out, but I have not.
It's a lot of information on it. It's a lot of
Right.
information on it. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now, you gonna get pissed. And I
Okay.
mean, it's six. I kind of watched it twice because it's a project that I want to do.
Okay.
This is something that is going to be super super big that I want to do, and
Okay.
I wanted it. Oh, Russell trying to get on with us today. You hear you telling, can I get 5 minutes with y'all guy? Russell, 5 minutes don't be five. 5 minutes turn into like 55.
Put Russ alone.
but at the same time, I mean, it is a good show. It is a very, very good, interesting piece.
Okay.
The It made me respect Frederick Douglass. I never really did a lot of studies on him to
Yeah.
understand how important he was in
Oh
his
yeah.
cause. And yeah, go ahead and send Russell the link, man. Russell trying to get on today,
Oh, okay.
but
But I
it
think it's interesting. Like I said, a lot of people don't like him, Frederick Douglass, and hold on, Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington. You know, a lot of people don't realize that they wasn't fully black. I hate to say that term like that.
you said it was what?
They not. They was.
Indigenous.
Hold on. No, you know, Frederick Douglass' daddy. He was white. He was. He was. His mother was a slave. Let me say it like that. And you can fill in the blanks of the relationship. But he fought hard. I mean, and he was an abolitionist. I mean, I can't take that away from him. Booker T. Washington, same way.
But I mean, and I think that's why I say if you get a chance to check it out, check it out. Um, but at the end, I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna be like all this, and we still don't benefit from it, but everybody else has.
Right.
Or how you can use that in anything you fighting, you can actually use the 14th Amendment.
Russ, look at your messenger.
Huh?
Telling Russell to look at his messenger.
Yeah, Russell, go ahead and check your messenger. I'm giving you 5 minutes and I'm timing you. I'm timing you. I'm gonna have to get the Jeopardy sound and start doo doo doo. But no, but at the same time though, check that out. Check that out. Actually, it's kind of funny, Russell. We was about to sign off, and you know, you're gonna extend this conversation if you
5 minutes.
I'm waiting for him to link in. It don't take that long, but I know. Oh, there you go. What's going on, Russ? What's up, man?
Fellas,
Oh,
I was
Russ.
with y'all.
You
Got
look like you just woke up.
the family just got settled in, man. I seen y'all were going live, and I was just caught the last 5 minutes or so. I just wanted to see if I could get 5 minutes with you guys.
Go ahead, man.
Yes.
You got something you want to get off your chest? Get it off.
First, I'm gonna go ahead and say rest in peace to DMX. I'm sure y'all probably touched on that. And
Yeah.
biggest thing I hate to see online when people talking about DMX is the drug use. In the black community, each family has their DMX. That's why we relate to them. We relate to the ups and downs, the trying to stay up and stop staying down, and the positivity of it. So I just want to start by saying rest in peace to DMX, because like I said, every black family's got their DMX. And
Oh yeah.
No, because we didn't even want to touch on that aspect. We were just talking about his music and how some people. Do you put him in your top 5?
definitely DMX's album "It's Dark and Hell Is Hot" is probably top 5 of all albums that ever came out of New York City.
Whoa!
You can go back to the Sugar Hill Gang in 1970.
Whoa! Go! Whoa!
Any
Wait a
album,
minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! No, wait a minute! I could. Okay, that album, yes, classic.
classic.
Is he top 5 in your Mount Rushmore?
I can go ahead and give my top 5 out of New York City. I'll go with my all-time favorite is Notorious B.I.G.'s "Ready to Die." That's number 1. I go with Nas, the Illmatic.
You put Illmatic at number 2? Oh,
The reason I say Biggie was better because Biggie put the coast on his back. Even though Nas was the biggest lyricist, Nas couldn't put the coast on his back. Nas was still a New York rapper.
Okay, all right, all right. I mean, it's your opinion, but keep going, keep going.
Then I would say number
I'm
three.
but you notice, John. Hey, you notice he said out of New York, but keep going.
Yeah, because I mean, New York's the Mecca. I mean, you can't really. You can blow up in hip hop, but you have to be certified in New York, regardless of what people say. It's one of those things where you have to be certified through New York. It's the Mecca. I mean, you can't.
But you also saying albums and just. But keep going. I want to get it. Keep going.
So, and then next, I would say Wu-Tang Clan's Enter the 36 Chambers because it was groundbreaking. And then I would put
Wu-Tang Forever.
The first one, 36 Chambers.
No, I'm just saying Wu-Tang Forever. I can't stop rocking that album, dude. I don't care what you say.
Correct. And then my number 4 would be Jay-Z's Blueprint. Because that to me that put Jay-Z, he shook the sophomore jinx because his first album technically was really slept on. People really didn't.
His second album was garbage.
Yeah, but see, people don't realize about Jay-Z and Nas. Tupac dying pretty much birthed Nas and Jay-Z because
no, I can't say birth Nas. Nas was already out.
Nas was out, but you got to think about 1996 when Tupac died. It took a long time for people to get the nasty taste out of their mouth of Nas and Jay-Z when Tupac said their names on his last album, The 7-Day Illuminati. It wasn't until about 2001, 2002 before Nas and Jay-Z that taste started to go away. But Jay-Z's Blueprint album, because he had the first one, which was, to me, a slept-on album, nobody really took Reasonable Doubt as a classic right out of the gate. It was one of those albums you had to go back and reflect on.
Because it's right after Biggie, so you would think he was riding off that Biggie coattail.
Correct.
Hold up, wait a minute. So you putting that over KRS-One? Wait a minute.
I gave you 4. My number 5 album is Rakim, Paid in Full. Because that's that's timeless music. I mean, we're talking about, and then you got the reason I say Rakim and people, because to me, 90s is the golden era of rap. You can't find, I mean, you can take from 1990 to 2000, take that 10-year decade, the best rap music you can find.
No, hold up. Stretch it to like 87.
I would, because you got to think about 80, even if you go to what they call the golden era, 88, you had Kane. So I just tell people, let me start here. You got what they call the Big Four. Each decade had its Big Four. And you had KRS-One, Coogee Rap, Kane, and Rakim. That's the Big Four for the 80s. In the 90s, our Big Four was Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas.
How you leave LL out of that?
LL to me was more of LL was more pop. He didn't have, to me, to have a classic album, you got to have street records and you got to have mainstream records. You can't have a classic album without having street records and mainstream records. That's like Boogie Down Production, KRS-One. KRS-One had mainstream records and he had street records.
Oh, yeah, he put a lot of knowledge out there too.
Kane had mainstream singles and he had street records. Same with Coogee Rap. And Rakim, I mean, that's the God MC. I mean, you can put Paid in Full on today. You're literally looking at the blueprint of how rhyme forms put together. And then I look at age. You got to look at Rakim. The reason I always count Rakim's Paid in Full, Rakim was about 18 or 19 when he made Paid in Full. You got to look at artists of today, like when we say, well, why hadn't Kendrick Lamar dropped that classic album? It's almost like it's forced on us. And Drake, they hadn't dropped those classic albums. You look at the 90s. Snoop Dogg was 21 or 22 years old when he dropped Doggy Style. That was a grown man album at 21 or 22 years old. Biggie and Tupac were already in the grave by 25. You see what I'm saying? So to me, I look at the age factor and the impact. And the reason I say Wu-Tang, if anybody wants to go deep on Wu-Tang's 36 Chambers, those guys are literally spitting rhymes straight from Supreme Mathematics and the 120 lessons or whatever those. I mean, I don't know the details of those books, but their fan base was majority white. So it makes me think, were those people just bobbing their head to the beat, or was they really listening to the music? Because they're literally speaking from the 5% teachings, Supreme Mathematics, and Message to the Black Man.
Hold up, I'm gonna throw this at you because this is my story when I started listening to Wu Tang. I bought the album because you know the 36 Chambers, you don't see the face. So I'm assuming, again, I'm from the South. I don't know who Wu Tang is. So I'm assuming it's a Haitian group. Take it home. Do not unwrap it. I actually let it sit for 2 weeks. I go watch, Rap City, Method Man come on. Or no. Checkerboard. God damn, I keep forgetting.
Mystery Checkbox.
The video came on, and I was like, "Yo, these dudes flowing." And then it said Wu Tang Clan at the end, and I was like, "What?" Boom! Run to my room, unwrap it. I'm like, this whole time I had this golden album and never even know I had it. But you got to throw Tribe in that too.
To me, I would say, like when it comes to those pillars of hip hop, Tribe is the tree, but Tribe to me to be classic artists. Tribe was they didn't have the street appeal because
they didn't need street appeal. They just brought a different side of realness though.
Correct. You're right. They brought a different side of consciousness, but when we talking hip hop, all of us still want that street edge. It's something about that street edge in hip hop that compels us to it. That's just like Tupac. He was conscious and everything, but it was his gangster rap that drew us in. It was just he was able to walk the whole spectrum. To me, Tribe Called Quest couldn't walk the whole spectrum because they didn't.
Dude, don't sleep on them second and that third album, dude. I can't. Dude, I'm a Tribe. I'm a Tribe fan, dude. I'm not gonna let you. I can't let you do that to my Tribe now.
Like Midnight Marauders, Low End Theory. We know what those records are, but when we talk of hip hop,
that's classics.
You got to have that street appeal. It's something about the street that calls the hip hop. I don't care what nobody says, whether it's the struggle or I remember just telling people with Jay-Z. Jay-Z's album is the type of albums back in the days where if you peddled a little narcotic, you could sell a nickel bag and he'd make you feel like you was Pablo Escobar.
Oh, Alex, dude. Public Enemy. You actually slipped on Public Enemy.
Public Enemy was, to me, Public Enemy was more of a street.
But I make you do independent. I'm just like, that's your opinion, but come on.
I can do this hip hop for days.
I know we can do this for days, and we're gonna battle. But
Public Enemy.
I mean, I give DMX's. I mean, his first two is fire.
Yeah.
His third one,
yeah,
it has some cuts. But what I was saying about him is he just brought a grimy, like Jerome was saying, a grimy edge. He brought like some real, some real in. Damn it, I ain't want to. I'm trying to.
Can you say? I think DMX came into hip hop. He filled a void that we was missing. We was missing Tupac and Biggie, and he filled that void. There was a space there, and he sort of came in and filled it. And like I said, we all can relate to a DMX, whether it's a family member or someone you know personally. That whole struggle that he spoke, he brought the religious aspect to it, which Black people are heavy on religion. He brought the prayers into the rap music. And that's just like Wu-Tang with the Kung Fu flicks. If people watch Kung Fu flicks in the 70s, they brought that aspect into it. So they tied a bunch of
Sunday morning, USA. Right after the Cartoon Express goes on, 12 o'clock.
Correct.
Yeah.
The 5 minutes I wanted with y'all was I heard y'all talking about Frederick Douglass and why.
No, I was talking about Amends. That's on Netflix.
Amends. Yeah, I caught the last piece of it. I think a lot of people don't want to talk about Frederick Douglass, which was a great man. He did a lot of great things. But to me, Frederick Douglass was buck broken. If you read his book, he was forced to sleep with that white woman the woman of his the wife of the master. It was just like psychologically, because if you think about the time when Frederick Douglass was slavery, blacks were the majority of the population in the South. Frederick Douglass could have took his voice to create a real revolution, but it was like he walked the fine line between, I got some good white friends, but I still want to help black people, because Frederick Douglass had the voice to start the revolution. We had the population in the South. It was more blacks in the South than it was whites. That's like the net.
Yeah, it's still like that today.
True, but to me, it's almost like the Nat Turner, Frederick Douglass is almost like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Two different philosophies trying to reach the same goal. And to me, Frederick Douglass I think he used his voice in the best way he could to still survive, because he knew if he would have turned it the other level, because at the time, blacks were still in slavery, but we also was against the U.S. government, the army. So to turn that voice into a different matter, maybe he would have got a lot of black people slaughtered. You know what I mean? But
Right.
Oh, it would have been ugly.
yeah, so he
So
had
the North would have came down and killed everybody just to maintain the peace. But then the North didn't have enough people to fight anyway. But go ahead.
But I mean, I understand that logic. It sounds correct, but the North needed help winning the Civil War.
Correct.
Sure.
South needed help too. It was blacks fought on both sides. We've been here since day one. We fought on
Day one.
all wars. We fought in all the wars, the American Revolution, Civil War, every war. But the thing is, as far as amends, I just think it's two pieces to it. The more I do, the more I listen to different views.
You got to get more research in it. You have to do your research, because the deeper you go into it, that's why I was telling Jerome it's a project that I want to do, that I'm just going to have to keep digging. To the fact is it's a lot of information that we don't know about this current country, the history of this current country, and how it was built. It was built on a lot of BS, but they'll teach you all the good things, but they won't teach you none of the horrible things they did. So the shadiness that they did, or what they had to do to survive, because they killed off a lot of us.
Yeah. And the question would be now in present time, 2021, I will pose this question to y'all: who's our biggest oppressor? Because when we're in the United States, one, you got to look at the capitalistic system. You got money and politics. And the more research I do, the Democratic Party and these black boule is doing more damage to us than the Republicans can ever do, because the black boule, years ago, I used to watch this guy, Steve Coakley, rest in peace. Steve Coakley broke all of that stuff down. And it's just like we have a group of gatekeepers that want to keep us stuck. So the Democratic Party wants to keep us broke so they can create programs.
But I mean, both of them are not in our best interest. How about that?
Yeah, because it's capitalism. It's just like you got to have rich people, you got to have workers, and they know that black people are hungry for something. So they could cut us the check, and everybody will be like, oh, we're just going to take our money and buy Cadillacs and chains and all that other stuff. No, that's not the case. It's going to be a bunch of black people that's going to buy resources. Look at a person like Elon Musk from South Africa. He's not even from America and has more influence in America with commerce and politics. He's getting ready to start his own city in Texas, and he's from South Africa. We've been here from day one. So that should let you know that there's something going on to keep us, I wouldn't even say as a group down, just keep us keep small units of us down individually. What is it about the black man and black woman, our natural gravitation to this planet, to where they got to keep us subjugated? How do they not know that if we do get to where we need to be, we peaceful people, how we won't bring them along with us?
No, some of them going to go down. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah.
Some of them going to go down.
Yeah.
They probably gonna get them. You know what? I ain't gonna promote violence. I'm sorry, I'm not promoting violence. But you made a good point. But then I was reading an article that Akon, they gave him a couple of acres to start his own city, crypto city. I was like, what? No, but I'm just saying though, the opportunity.
Akon's in $600 million of debt to the Chinese government.
You're always gonna be in debt when you deal with them.
Yeah, China's buying up Africa left and right. Akon's working deals with the Chinese, the Asian governments over there to get that credit line. That's not his money. You know what I mean? They're gonna give him a credit line, and when that's built up, they're gonna call the lien on the loan,
And they be like, they're gonna pull that plug.
they're gonna pull the plug. Because over in Africa right now, I read an article, I seen videos years ago with all the construction they're doing over there. They have the Africans working, but the blueprints are in Chinese. They're not even teaching Africans the skills to build these buildings. They're just showing them like the blueprint Chinese and things like that. So I think here in the United States, I think we just need to walk away from the political parties. We got 200 years of history of them not doing anything for us.
And I feel like that's where we went wrong by allowing the 14th Amendment to make us citizen of this particular corporation. Because they needed us. They needed us to keep this engine running.
Yeah, I agree. But where do we go as far as when you say the 14th Amendment and what that means for us? It's just like, how do I say this? I don't want to go there on y'all show like this. I said, let me get 5 minutes.
I told you it was going to be, didn't I not say it's going to be like 5 to be 45?
I seen y'all going live, man. I said, let me just comment. But then I was just like, let me get 5 minutes, man. I think we need to withdraw politically. And then second of all, we need to withdraw economically. This big old thing with the Asian hate thing that's going on right now, black folks need to just walk away and say, you know what, Asian people, if you think we're bothering you, we're not going to bother you no more. We see you on the streets, we're going to cross the other street. We're not going to go to your restaurants. And then, like I said, in 90 days, the Asian economy in the United States is built off black people, whether it's hair or food or whatever odds and ends services.
They make them chicken wings. I don't know what the hell they doing, that old ass grease.
Their economic base is built on us, and for them to come out and try, because really, to me, it's just them coattailing white supremacy. They still have a white mindset. They think that they come over here and they adopt those white supremacy thoughts and stuff like that about us, but they don't realize the powers that be think about them the same way they think about us. But it's easier for them to align with them, and it's big business to crap on black people, because like right now the George Floyd case is going on right now. I watched that for about a half a day the other day. I don't even see the prosecution even pressing the case. It's almost like, what's really going on? I'm looking for them to bring the fire, and I'm like, they're not bringing anything to the situation. And look how CNN's turned the volume down on that, because in May, we was out here protesting. This should be the biggest topic going on right now, is this George Floyd trial. And then we elected Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. The whole energy has been dissipated. I mean, the energy is gone. I'd pose that to y'all and ask, do you think that's the same? That the energy that we had this summer, we're almost a year away from next month to be a year since George Floyd was killed. Is the energy still there, or is it dissipated?
It always dissipates. But a not guilty restarts it.
I'd be hard.
I'm saying a not guilty, which to me, I did post this question. What you think the officer will get?
I think they're gonna burn Chauvin because they have to. He's gonna have to be a sacrifice for the system, because of the repercussion that could or could not happen. I mean, you got to look at, they got George Floyd on trial right now. They brought his girlfriend up there, and she's crazy enough to talk about his drug use and stuff like this. I was like, look at this woman up here talking about his drug use. She should be talking about what happened to him. And then they got the guy who was in the car with him, who said he's going to plead the fifth and not even testify, because of whatever dealings he had going on with George Floyd, or whatever thing he's got going on that they got over his head. He's not even going to testify. But I think they're just going to burn Chauvin, the police officer. just so they can
Because he was not a character. He went off code by doing what he did.
he didn't really go off code. It's just he doing what people with that mindset does. It's just the way it happened and the response from it. It has to be a response, and that's just like the whole Asian hate thing, which is big. When we watch the Asian officer out there with Chauvin do absolutely nothing while he had his knee on his neck for 8 minutes.
Because he was short and he was scared.
Yeah.
But
you know what? The thing is with when you talk about the officer, if he gets burned, I was telling Brian earlier, it's the precedence that they don't want to set. Because if you set a precedent, let's say that he intentionally a black man, because see that's the thing, they say you can't prove that it was racially inspired or racially motivated. It was just a cop and a citizen. But if you can set a precedent, man, this would change the landscape of America.
And I don't think they want to, because that means you are loosening your grip.
Yeah, I mean, but the grip's imaginary anyway.
Yeah. And then we got
We got a gun line and we don't want to cross it.
And then, I mean, it goes back, I guess, to the origin of the police. They were the original slave catchers.
Slave catchers, yeah.
Any police officer that goes into the academy, he's going to learn that history when he goes in there. I mean, they got tests, and they did tests on cops back in the 70s where they have them shooting at the shooting range. They'll flash a picture of a black guy, picture of a white guy, and see which one they'll shoot. Over 90% of them shoot the black character. So right. I mean, the origins of the police is the slave catcher, and that's the narrative they want. And I think that there's a group of people that want us divided. They want us emotionally separated, so we can't really focus on the real issues. The more we focus on, dude, can I go ahead and say this here? The more we focus on,
man, say what you got to say. You know, we don't hold that.
The more we focus on this racism thing, we can't focus on our economics, because you can call me the N-word, but if I got my money right, I can make the moves I need to make. And then eventually, I think we need to get our economics together, because they're going to cost the N-word regardless. We're going to have people that get mistreated regardless. So let's get our money right and get our pieces in place, just like all these other groups, because we're looking at 2050 where we're going to have a brown majority in the United States, whether Hispanic or biracial or whatever. But with that majority, we're going to have a brown population, but that population still is going to have a white mindset.
Exactly.
They're going to have a white mindset. So
exactly. And that's one of the things I was telling Brian when you got on. I said, it's financial literacy. That's what is hurting our community. It's not the amount of money that we make. It's the literacy with our financial. If we had our financial piece together, it'd be crazy, Russ.
I believe you. I think right now I wouldn't say we need to put the racism to the side, but we need to push heavy for the economic piece, because we need the economic resources to make the moves we need to make. That's just like the Jewish community. Yeah, they face racism as well from white groups and other groups, but they got the money right. You can call them whatever names you want to call them, but they got the money right. So they can, like they say, stick bones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Black folks, we still caught up in letting words hurt us instead of getting our money right and getting stuff in place, because we've been here 500 years, and where's our car companies? Where's our manufacturing plants? Where's
whoa. Don't say, think about it. They did start. It didn't end up well.
That's because Russ is making a great point when he's talking.
I'm not knocking his point. I'm not knocking.
No. I'm talking about racism. Racism is pushed at us so much. We think that's the problem, and that's not the problem in America. Classism is the problem in America, and so. But racism that narrative is pushed so much, it confuses people. And you say,
It's,
well,
it's
they
history.
done it to
It's
us because
always
we're
been like
black.
that.
No,
It's
they
always
done it
been.
to you because they want to keep you poor. You know, that's why they done it to you. A capitalistic society has to have a poor, a poor class that spends money regardless. You know, that doesn't invest, that doesn't save. You got to have that for capitalism to work.
Correct.
So classism is what we don't talk about, and that is the problem in the United States.
Prime.
Hey, Ross, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What does is that they said ask Russ, what does he think the black church plays into the community economics or should play?
I think the black church, you can say what you want about the religion, but the black church is a pillar in the black community. What I don't care what your ideology is, but I think the church has not been used as it should be used, like the barbershop. You know how they say barbershop talk? The black church should be
This is
where
what we do.
yeah, the black church should be the place where we go and learn and finance. But we got the whole mindset of Jesus turned over the table with the money changer type thing. So the black church has always been a safe place in the black community, but we haven't used that place to teach our people. Like the black churches should be, for every black church inside of it should be a school. Our kids shouldn't have to go to public school when we can take them to the black church and they can be educated there. You go to any black church in the United States and you got retired school teachers, retired professors, retired deans of administration, PE teachers, home ec teachers. All those people are still attending that church. They could be teaching our kids right there. I don't think we use that tool to as we should, and that just comes with just historically we just sort of kept church and money separate, but that should be a place for us to learn these skills, because what other meeting place do black people really congregate at in a serious fashion outside of church, or like I said, the barbershop talks. Even in the barbershop, we'll go there and shoot the breeze about this, that, and the other one. We should be getting our haircuts talking about financing and
Right.
things like that. The church is the perfect place because under the 501c, the tax breaks they get, they can put the computers in there, teaching people skills and
They could be the bankers.
yeah, because when you talking, Jerome, you talked about classism. That's like when people talk the black on black crime, which I don't fall into that trap. Then if that's the case, why aren't middle class black people killing each other? That's economics, because if it was
Right.
black people not liking black people, you should have to do black people shooting each other because I'm cutting my lawn and I cut over on your side of the grass. You should come out here and blow my brains out. Like in the hood, you stepped on my shoes, I'm gonna shoot you, or you slept with my girl, I'm gonna kill you. Type of thing. It's classism because middle class black people are not killing each other randomly.
No. You know what? A lot of people like black on black crime.
I like that. I like that, Russ. But go ahead.
Yeah, I hate that term because when you look at murder, when you look at crime, there's one thing that is in common about all of them. It's vicinity. You know, where they are at. You know, black people, poor black people live with poor black people. So, you know, social economics is going to tell you that's where crime is going to happen. So if there's all black people living there, of course it's going to seem black on black crime because it's vicinity. If you look at white people, they go to jail at the same rate that black people do for drugs. So and other crimes, violent crimes or whatever. So I mean, that whole notion of black on black crime is something made up. It's to push an agenda.
Yeah.
What did you say, Ray?
When you're talking that black on black crime, I still had touched on my piece about this black boule, these gatekeepers.
Right.
We got a population amongst us that we got to rid ourselves of, and I'm not talking about with violence. We got to rid ourselves of them to where they don't have a voice for us. Because like the Candace Owens, I agree with Candace Owens. Some things I don't agree with Candace Owens, but we're talking about a person who is not a born and bred African black person. Jesse Jackson created that African American term. They're bringing in all these outsiders, and they're getting the platforms to speak on our issues. How can somebody in the Caribbean talk about black people separation?
Doesn't show.
Caribbean talking to England about separation.
What's the wrong here?
Shouldn't have over here in America, because they coattail the civil rights movement, come over here, because we're on the line now. We got grandparents, and it's probably still people alive now that we know that got a separate water fountains that paid the price, and then you got all these outside people coming in, and they're getting the platforms,
Right.
to speak on Black American issues. And I think the last time I was on here, I told you Black people in America are a different breed, melanated people.
True that.
It's different from slavery in the Caribbean. It's different from slavery in South America. It's different from slavery in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Black people in America, because Black people in America has fought white supremacy since we've been here. We've been having slave revolts. We've been nipping at this enemy since we've been here. Other countries have not. We've been doing it from day one. And to come over here and tell us we're lazy or we don't need this and we don't need that, I just don't feel that, because your grandmother wasn't here drinking out of a separate water fountain. You know what I mean? She was over in the Caribbean. It's a different, psychologically we different. Physiologically we different. We just a different group of people, and everybody's coming in.
Russ,
speak on us.
Russ, I gotta sleep tonight, Russ. You gonna get me, Russ, you're gonna get me. I'm not sleep. I don't sleep on my couch at night. My wife is French Caribbean. You saying that, and she's looking at me side-eyed like, shots fired?
No, because I don't have nothing against our Caribbean brothers and sisters. It's the ones who come over here to crap on us as if we're lazy. Black people are not lazy. We generate $1 trillion of disposable money. That's after taxes. We got $1 trillion of disposable money. We're not lazy people.
You okay with that, man? You okay with
that? We pull ourselves up and we work, but it's just certain things that's in place that keeps us down, and that's just like, I don't know, man. It's a deep conversation. I know y'all gonna run out of time, man, but it's each little piece, because I'm big on what Jerome says, the economics. We can't do anything without economics.
Right.
Like right now, we can say we're gonna walk away from this system. What we gonna do if they cut off the food supply to us? How long will we survive if you go to Harris Teeter tomorrow, or Food Line, or Wegmans, or Whole Foods, and they say, you know what, we're turning the food supply off to you people. You don't like us, we don't like you, find somewhere to go shop. What if they turn the food supply off us? What would we do if Duke Energy said, you know what, Black people, we don't want your money no more. We've treated you bad. We know we treated you bad. You don't like us, we don't like you. We're gonna turn your electricity off. You don't have to pay us no money anymore. We're just gonna cut your electricity off. What are you gonna do when the city says, hey, we treated you bad, keep your money, we'll just turn your water off? How long will it last?
Damn it, man. Fuck. I'm mad if this shit go off for 10 minutes.
We won't survive. We don't have Black people haven't.
I got you. I'm with you. I mean, damn. Dude, you know what, though? That's a question for another show.
We need an infrastructure, and I agree completely with Jerome with the economics. With the economics, say, for instance, we create with our economic-based solar panels, we can provide electricity, and we say, okay, we're going to take our $1 trillion a year that we generate, and we're going to buy Wyoming. We'll buy the whole state. There's nothing out there.
No. Let's go to Florida, bro. That's too cold up there.
We don't even realize how dependent we are on these folks.
No, we are. I don't want to go to fucking Wyoming. Let's go down south. Let's buy Georgia.
Yeah, we completely dependent on it. And then when you talk economics, think about older Black people in the South. I was talking to a friend of mine. It was older Black people in the South that had 60, 70, 80 acres, 100 acres of land, and that's gone. Think how hard it would be. Think about right now if you wanted to go buy 100 acres of land.
Oh,
Right.
you paying almost 100 million for that.
Black people had land like that going all the way up to the 60s and 70s, but it was the divisions in the family over money that caused us to sell these lands off. It's a lot of black people that had land passed down to them going up into 10 years ago, and people are selling off land. Our family had a lot of land that was sold. You know what I mean? Think about how, if we know grandparents who knew people, or if they didn't have it, had 15, 20, 30 acres of land. Us three on the line right now, how hard or what will we need to go and buy 30 acres of land tomorrow?
Right.
Or just go buy a small city that's going bankrupt.
And I'm not even talking. I mean, black people had fertile land. I mean, just go buy 30 acres. I mean, it could be swamp, it could be land you can't even do anything with. Just buy 30 acres of land. That's almost impossible for the average black person to even go buy extra acre of land outside of the home that they live on.
See, this is where you get me, because I'm thinking, damn, if we get some swampland, dude, we selling nothing but gators.
Yeah, we don't. And it's not a. Y'all talking United.
I'm sorry, I'm stupid. I just had to do that.
Yeah. But you brought up a point about United States being a corporation. The United States is for sale. Everybody's buying a piece but us. This place is for sale. That's like when you go to look at the NBA game, the HSBC Stadium that they play basketball in. That's the Hong Kong Shanghai Bank owns a NBA stadium right here in the United States.
Right.
A lot of places, especially because everything is under a corporation.
Everything.
Everyone is under a corporation.
Yeah. So I would ask you guys, do you think we're going to get it through politics, or are we going to get it through economics? Because one is going to be a harder fight than the other.
I mean, politics is a hell no.
I look at it like this. Politics is driven by what? Money.
Money.
So if it's driven by money, then we need to be on the economic side, and we can get our politics right.
Elon Musk, the prime example. I tell people, I read that book, Elijah Muhammad, Message to the Black Man. He says, study the white man. He don't make no excuses for his error. Elon Musk is from South Africa and has more influence in this country than the most wealthiest, most influential black person in this country. You can name it. The entertainer Oprah can't go anywhere and buy a city. Oprah hadn't created a car company. Elon Musk put a rocket into space in the middle of the pandemic.
Right.
And that train system he's fucking building is gonna be crazy.
But look at that though. He's from South Africa. He's from
I got your point. I got you. All right, fellas. Oh shit.
Yeah, I know it's getting. I'm glad I got to jump on here with y'all, man. I said 5
told you it was gonna be no damn 5 minutes.
I didn't want to take over y'all's show, but my very last point. Do you think that the leadership we got in place now, our mainstream black leadership, can get us where we need to go, or do we need to do away with them and go more rogue independent, like moving small pockets versus the larger platform people? Like now they're bringing up the Tamika Mallory's and all of those people to speak for. Who do you think should walk away from them and just leave and just work in small pockets collectively, or let this new leadership that they're bringing up? Because this new leadership we're getting right now, man, to me, they're undercover coons because they check.
Everybody's money driven, so if it's going to benefit you and your family, why? That's the thing about it. Everybody's doing it, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, but at the same time, we got to keep building and keep trying to put it out there. Y'all, this economic thing is something that me and my family has been seriously been sitting back talking about. So we got to do something.
Let me get on this point. I think whoever's being put in place now, they're being put in place. So they've been groomed to be status quo. It might not look the same, but they're going to be the same. I look at Obama when he first started. it was more like a grassroots movement. You know, you got $5, give me $5. So I think I'm with you on the smaller pockets. You know, the same message, but in sales, you know, smaller pockets. It's harder to break up like that. You know what I'm saying? If you can get to one sale, you can't get to them all. You know what I'm saying? But when you fall under one leadership or this one groom piece, you
Mm-hmm.
know, one person goes down, we all go down.
I agree. I
All
agree.
right, fellas, we're gonna have to wrap this up.
All
Boy, we're
right.
gonna have to wrap this up.
Catch y'all,
I
man.
knew he was gonna do 45 minutes.
I'm just getting warmed up. I ain't even get into y'all about this vaccine and what they got going on right now. As far
Man,
vaccine.
yo, stop, dude. I'm telling you, I don't sleep on the couch. I don't sleep on the couch. That's it's fun. She's part of the pharmaceutical family too. So
Pharmaceuticals. I work in that industry, and the thing is that do you believe that the people think, oh, if I take the vaccine, it's putting something in my body? I tell them people, man, we ain't even got y'all. I've read it. I don't think I've heard y'all talk about military. You want to talk about the military industrial complex, man? They got stuff right now they can put in the air and wipe us away. They don't have to do it with vaccines, dude. If they wanted to get rid of people, they could just put stuff in the drinking water. They can put stuff in the food. They can military, like black people, we're not even safe from a militaristic standpoint. Y'all a whole nother topic.
I do. Damn.
Who gonna
I mean, I done took some shots, and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I just took these shots for.
Who gonna protect us? Like, you think about it, we've been here 500 years. Not one country has invaded this country for black people over here.
Whoa, back up. We've been here for like 5 to 6 to maybe 10,000 years.
True, but under this system of white supremacy, we've been here 500 years.
Right.
We was free to roam this planet before well, they say the first slave ship came in 1555 or whatever, but
I thought it was 1619.
1555, the first slave ship was called Jesus. That's in the Library of Congress.
God,
yeah. It's the Portuguese and the Spanish. The Portuguese and the Spanish came in the 1500s.
Yeah.
You're talking about England. England came in 1619 or 1629.
And they took full advantage of that shit.
We can't defend ourselves militaristically because, like, right now, Navy SEALs, they could take a group of 30 Navy SEALs, and they could just move from city to these. You got Navy SEALs that take over cities, like in the Afghan-Iraq war. I read this book by the guy Jocko Willink. He's a Navy SEAL called Extreme Leadership. You talking about 100 Navy SEALs that took over a city with 300,000 people. Dude, they can move through here and clean us out. Our little handguns and our little AK-47, whatever people got in the streets, we can't even really defend ourselves.
I got you.
Well, hopefully I catch y'all next week or so, fellas, man. It was good getting on the line with y'all.
Oh, man, it's always good to have you on,
Russ. With Russell, it's like we got to start at 9 o'clock for him.
I was on earlier. I didn't know. I just turned on Facebook and I seen everybody talking about DMX. And then I seen your live stream. I said, let me comment and see if I can get 5 minutes.
All right. Again, y'all, appreciate you coming on, Russ. And we're going to be back on Monday.
Okay.
We're going to keep this thing rolling. Well, hell, Russ, get your last words out since you were the secret special guest today.
Oh, last words. Last words. DMX, he tested positive for COVID before he had the heart attack. How did that come into play?
Oh, they said he took the vaccine too.
How did he get the COVID before then? You see what I'm saying? Like you said,
Right.
that COVID hustle. I just think that's, if you look at COVID, the Democrats push COVID more than the Republicans. Republicans have been trying to get us back in the streets and working and everything since it happened. The Democrats want us where we at now, scared and terrified, so they can sign $3 trillion bills that go to big companies, and then tell black people we can't cut no reparations check. We got to do a study. They done cut $6 trillion in less than a year for nothing. And then all those PPP loans, you catching all these big corporations getting $30-40 million in free money and don't even need it. But then tell black folks, oh, we need to do a study. And then you got black politicians saying, oh, yeah, we need a study for reparation. You don't need a study. Just cut the check. And if I want to take my check and buy a Cadillac, I buy a Cadillac. If you want to take your check and open a factory, open a factory. Cut the check. The money's there.
Yep.
Ghost money.
Yeah. It's all paper. Don't mean nothing anyway. We based on debt and credit system. You know what I mean? Cut the paper money. You cut that check tomorrow.
No doubt.
Yep.
All right. All right, y'all. I guess I get my last words. I appreciate everybody, taking the time out to be with us today. Thank you. YouTube, Facebook, Three-Headed Monster. This is what we do. We're going to keep building. We're going to keep climbing. We're just trying to get to the next level of life with this knowledge that we do have and our opinions. But at the same time, know thyself, understand thyself, and love thyself. Go look in the mirror and say, I love you. Don't be afraid if they say, I love you back.
No doubt.
Go ahead, Jerome. Finish us off. The grace that you do.
No, I mean, y'all just dropped all this supreme knowledge. Just soak it in. Go back, look at it, review, study. Once you study, come back. Let's get everybody on the show. Comment as much as you want. Like it, share it, subscribe to our YouTube. But again, thanks, Russ, for coming on. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, fellas. How do I find our YouTube channel?
Three-Headed Monster.
Three-Headed Monster. Okay, I didn't look for y'all on the YouTube. I'll look for it and share and subscribe as well.
All right,
unless I see if I can send you a link.
Okay.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Peace.
Peace.